with the very latest. Charlie.
I'll tell you what, Taryn, specifically, it'll be 10:30 tomorrow morning. Finally, we are going to get a decision from Judge Jacob Cunningham. He's heard 2 days of testimony. He's heard 5 witnesses. I think all of them were doctors, and it is a landmark case. Why? Well, because this is one of the first, if not the first case in the entire country where testimony was actually taken on an issue regarding abortion. Now, here's what the judge has to do. He's going to have to issue, or not, a preliminary injunction. What does that mean? Well, we have a 1931 law in Michigan that essentially criminalizes doctors if they perform abortions. It's on the books right now. The governor didn't like it, so she picked out 13 prosecutors and sued them. Some of the prosecutors said, Governor, you're right, we don't like the law either. But that's what the judge has to do. If he issues the preliminary injunction, that means that abortion, you can still get an abortion in Michigan. If he doesn't, then abortion is illegal. Now, today was the day where the pro-life attorney called his witnesses, his doctors, to the stand. And I'll tell you what, a little bit of fireworks. Take a look.
If we eliminated abortion from society, you would have 10% fewer cases of women suffering from the various mental health problems.
Day 2 in the Oakland County Courthouse, it was the defense's turn to persuade Judge Jacob Cunningham to end his restraining order, which effectively would bring back the 1931 law, making it a felony for a doctor to perform an abortion. A doctor testified that abortions lead, or can lead, to mental health difficulties.
We know the women who are most likely to suffer. They tend to be young, they tend to be coerced, they tend to be ambivalent about the decision.
But the attorneys representing the governor questioned the doctor's studies, credentials, and conclusions.
And you also would agree that it's not always certain whether the life of the mother is at risk during a pregnancy, correct?
I'm not a medical doctor, so that's not a question that falls within my expertise.
But a medical doctor did testify, saying that within 13 weeks, much of the baby is already formed and can be seen on a standard ultrasound.
I can see the arms, I can see the hands, I can see the feet. I can see clubbed feet at that point if the feet are truly abnormal in shape. I can see the profile, which is very important. We have to have a perfect profile view so we can do the standardized measurement of nuchal translucency. I can see the eye sockets, I can see the intracranial structures, the ventricles, the choroid plexus. Is it normal or not?
Meaning that the fetus after 13 weeks is pretty much viability is there, and that was the argument that the doctors, the pro-life doctors, I'll just say that for the sake of argument there. That's what their argument was. Now, again, the judge is going to make a decision. He's heard 2 days of testimony, 5 witnesses, and closing arguments as well as opening, and he's going to make that decision tomorrow right here at 10:30. Of course, Fox 2 will be there. Taryn, I'll send it back to you.
You got that right, Charlie. Well, here's the question, though. If the abortion issue appears on the November ballot, how will that play into the ruling of this case? Will it even matter?
Good question. The answer is probably, this decision probably won't matter. What the judge is doing is issuing a temporary injunction. It's not a permanent injunction, and there's a big difference. The judge just wants to preserve the status quo, or at least that's what the governor wants. And likely, by indication, probably the judge is going to preserve the status quo, meaning we've had 50 years of abortion, or the ability to have an abortion, without a doctor being criminally prosecuted, so probably that's not going to change. However, the question about on the ballot, if that is on the ballot, then yes, the public will decide, and then that will trump all the statutes and all, and we'll be done. But that's a long process, and I'm sure we'll be doing stories on how we get to that issue on the ballot. By the way, coming up at 6 o'clock, I asked the prosecuting attorney of Oakland County, I said, well, why don't you just go to the legislature? Wouldn't that be the easiest way? We'll get her answer. That's coming up at 6.
All right, we'll be watching then. Charlie, thank you very much.